Welcome to another episode of Ikezy Talks Sport, and I remain your humble host, Ikezy. And as you can see, I am smiling. I am smiling. I'm happy. As an Arsenal fan, we just defeated Chelsea to get into the final of the Carabao Cup, right? Which is what matters right now, right? And I'm sure a lot of Arsenal fans will be in this same mood as I am. If you're a Chelsea fan and you're watching this, so sorry. However, before I go on, please, like I've always been saying, subscribe to this channel, just hit the subscribe button. It's not going to cost you anything. That's the way you can also support me, um, so that you can be abreast and be informed whenever I drop videos in the future. I'm going to be switching things up a little bit. I have some exciting guests that are going to be coming on. Please just support me and subscribe. Anyways, back to what we're talking about. Yeah, the match. Um, was a very, very, I mean, from a tactical point of view, it was a very boring game. I'm not even going to lie. Let's keep it a buck, right? And I was kind of expecting that. I said that in the pre-match video that I dropped, that Arsenal just needed to get the job done. That's the most important thing. The most important thing is to avoid defeat and just not lose. That's it. And I was quite surprised when I saw the lineup, especially from a Chelsea point of view. And honestly, I can understand where Liam Rusinoa is coming from. You're a young coach. You're trying to, in the semi-final, go with the element of surprise, right? You're trying to outwit, someone like Mikel Arteta, and it takes a lot to do that. But then again, if you look at that lineup, if it had worked, it would have been genius. But there's always a borderline. There's a thin line between being, being a genius and looking stupid. Now they have lost, and a lot of Chelsea fans will be fuming that that was actually a very stupid decision to set up the way they did. And here's why. When I saw the lineup and I saw Delap and João Pedro, I was assuming that it was going to be a front two, or maybe João Pedro was going to play the number 10 role in a way. Although seeing Andre Santos, Caicedo, and Enzo in the midfield kind of made it look like, okay, it was going to be a back three, right? But then the game started and Delap was playing on the right wing. Now that is not the best use case of someone like Delap, and he struggled the entire half. I put a tweet that I said, to me, Chelsea wasted the entire first half, because guess what? You go down in the semi-final, you need a goal, you come to the home ground of the team that you're facing. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to contain and make sure that we don't score. And I get that, because Arsenal, honestly, this season, we faced low blocks, deep blocks, and we've struggled. And a lot of big teams have used that to their advantage. Liverpool did that at the Emirates when it came. They got a draw. Manchester United did that at the Emirates, and they got a win. So I think Chelsea were trying to do the same thing, right? Try to hold us off in the first half, make sure that we don't concede and we don't score, and they don't concede. And then in the second half, they try to be much more inventive and bring on the attacking players, which is what they hope to do. But the thing they don't realize is that in as much as we are suffering these things, we suffered against Liverpool, against Man U, we're also learning. So we are, preparing for scenarios like that. And I like one thing that Arteta did, right? There was no need for him to change his setup, because we're so comfortable in the first half. We're just passing the ball around. There were a few times that we got one or two chances. Martinelli could have done better, with the chance that he got. But it was a very boring first half where we just had the possession, and then Chelsea, whenever they had the ball, they really could not do anything because they didn't have the players, to make things happen. Right? So in the second half, there was really no need to change it. So what I like that Tata did was he waited for Liam Rosenauer to make his first changes, his substitutions. And the moment he brought in Estevao and Palmer, Ateta knew that that was their goal time. That was the time that they wanted to now take the game to us and try to be inventive. And I like Ateta's response to that. He didn't try to be defensive, no. He brought in, he took out Madueke and brought in Trossard, took out Gyökeres and brought in Havertz. Like, you want to attack? That's fine. My team is built in such a way that whether I have attacking players or defensive players, we would defend as a team. We will always make it difficult for you to score. But the good thing is, whilst we're making it difficult for you to score, I am maintaining my attacking players so I can also hurt you. And that's what happened. Although it happened towards the end of the game, I thought the game was going to end in a draw. But, having someone like Kai Havertz scored that goal that he scored, which was brilliant. It was just the perfect, goal. And the fact that he pointed to the badge was a nice touch from him, right? I said it before the game. We just needed to get the job done. I knew it was going to be a professional performance. I didn't think that there was going to be a lot of goals and all of that. And Chelsea did, in my opinion, they did themselves a great disservice. You are playing against Arsenal, arguably one of the best, if not the best team in the world right now. Right, when you want to come into a semi-final like that, you have to be braver than that. Throughout the game, even when they brought in the attacking players, I didn't think that they were brave enough. I didn't think they did not. Arsenal were so comfortable throughout the game. I mean, it's good from an Arsenal point of view. I was like, okay, This is what is going to be then. I know my team. We're just going to see out this game, and if you get a goal, oh well and good. And that was what happened, honestly. But I'm not here to talk about Chelsea. I'm sure a lot of Chelsea fans will be fuming. It was a very stupid decision by Liam Rosenau, the three midfielders, and the way he used the lap. That's on them. But let's talk about Arsenal. It was brilliant. Everyone turned up. Saliba, Gabriel, Zubimendi, Declan Rice. Oh, Declan Rice, what a leader he is. That guy made all the right passes. His running was on point. His tackling was on point. His leadership showed in this game. And it's in games like this that we need, our leaders to step up. And he stepped up. He gave a captain performance. And that is why I love him so much. That is why we paid 100 million for this guy. There were times where it looked like he was fatiguing, it would look like he was carrying some knocks, but he soldiered on. And this is why I believe that this team, or with Declan Rice at the heart of our midfield, will do great things. Right? It was a brilliant performance for me. I think everyone was brilliant. Timber was brilliant. Nkapi was outstanding. Madueke was good. Gyökeres was also very good. I loved the way he was making Chaluba very shaky at times. Right? Trossard when he came on, it was great. Right? So Eze, I think Eze, I don't want to talk too much about Eze because it was going to be a very tricky game for him. I think the way the game is set up, people will say that, oh, he's ghosting, but I think his position in the team is not such that he should be on the ball all the time. We need players that are constantly attacking the box of the opposition. Eze is not the type of player to drop deep and receive the ball like Odegaard does. So the problem was he was not getting enough passes in the areas where he can cause the most damage. So people should not come and say, oh, he's ghosting. Me personally, I prefer him to ghost than for him to come and receive the ball deep because we know the kind of player Eze is. He's one to dribble. And we don't want him dribbling in our defensive thought. If we're going to dribbling the offensive thought. But if you're not getting the ball in the first place, then it's going to be a problem. So in my opinion, I think for what he was asked to do, he did well. Can he improve his off the ball duties? I think it was a little bit bougie in how he was marking, but that would come with time. He's getting used to the system. But like I said, everyone did well. Kepa did well. Martinelli could have scored, but it's okay. I'll forgive that. Everyone turned up. Everyone did well. They did. It was a professional performance. Everyone came and gave a 8/10 performance, and that is the minimum. That is the minimum required. If everyone can come and give a 8/10 performance, then we will surely win games, right? There were two incidents in that game. The penalty, two incidents. The first one in the first half, where Fofana used his hand to defend the corner. I don't know why that didn't go to VAR, but it's okay. We won the game. But the officiating, even in this Carabao Cup, has been terrible. The second one was a penalty shot was against Martinelli, where Chaluba kicked him with his trailing leg, with his left leg. Now, yes, he got the ball on the first tackle, right? But he swept him with the second leg, and he didn't get the ball because Martinelli could have been through on goal. That should have been reviewed, or at least they should have asked Peter Banks, I don't know if that's his name, to go to the VAR screen and check, but that didn't happen. That was the point of the game that if things could have gone differently. And if we had lost that game, that would have been a major talking point, but we won the game, so we'll let it slide. Anyways, I think we are just, personally, I'm over the moon. I've been smiling, from ear to ear. It's an amazing victory. Chelsea, I've said it before. Can't check my previous videos. We own that club, whether you guys like it or not. At the Emirates, at Stamford Bridge, we just turn up and then we beat you. We beat you quickly from the back. We just do it sharp. No wasting of time. You can't remember the last time you won at both Stamford Bridge and Emirates. See the semi-final cloud now. We beat you guys home and away. That says a lot about where you are and where we are as a team, where Arsenal are compared to Chelsea. Right. And I saw a couple of their players crying. I think Fofana was crying. It's quite sad, but a lot of people say, "Oh, that's just a Carabao Cup." But I think I like that mentality. You're taking every cup or every title serious, but it was a nice one to get one over Chelsea. They're one of our rivals. Honestly, I can't stand Chelsea fans, and that's just that. Now, looking forward, we have a game coming up this weekend. As you know, the title race is getting heated up. Getting to that point of the season where every point matters, every game is like a final. We need to defeat Sunderland. We have Sunderland coming to the Emirates. We need to defeat Sunderland. Now, this is not a game where we try to be pragmatic or try to be cautious. We need to go for the kill from the first game. We know the type of game they're going to play. These guys play like warriors. They're going to be very physical. They're going to try to intimidate us. We don't have to match them. We don't have to play. We don't have to let them dictate the game. We play it technically. We have the players to finish them off. It is Sunderland, right? I don't want what happened at the Stadium of Light to repeat itself. We have to be wiser. And I believe that we have the tools, to get the job done. And it also makes sense, or it profits us that we're playing before the Man City Liverpool game. So we have the opportunity to stretch the lead to um, 8 points or even 9 points, depending on the result of the game. And even if Man City win, let's keep it at 6 points. We need to keep that buffer, that the gap ahead of Man City at all times, right? And I believe that this team, with the way we are playing, we can just do it, right? Now, back to the Carabao. I know I'm going back and forth. We're going to face either Man City or Newcastle in the final. Hopefully, when that time comes, we have I think Merino might be the only one that is out for a long period. I hope that everyone aside from Merino is back, so we have a full squad to pick from, right? And I believe that we have more. We have what it takes. Honestly, judging by current form, also by the results this season, we are better than Newcastle. We are better than Man City. So we have to get it done. And I believe that if we win that title, that will spur us on, give us the confidence, to be able to do well in the other, competitions that we find ourselves. For example, win the league, do go as far as maybe the final in the Champions League, win the FA Cup. These are my personal expectations this season. So yeah, I mean, other than that, I think Arsenal fans is going to be a very amazing next few days for us. We just won. It's all good. We're all smiles. Chelsea fans, sorry. Yeah, it's just what it is. We just turn up and beat you guys. That's it. Whether you like it or not, that's what it be. So, anyways, if you like this content up to this point, kindly subscribe if you hadn't subscribed earlier, like, share, drop your comments if you think that there's anything that I said or I missed that you think that you object to, or you think that they have a different opinion about certain things and what happened in the game, the analysis, the tactics. Let me know in the comment section, and I will see you in the next episode. I remain your humble host, Ikezy, and this is me signing out. Bye.